It does feel to me like we have a magical chemistry. I love my castmates. I consider them good friends. And I think that's important. I think that translates to good chemistry on screen as well.
Right now we're in Cabo and we're kicking off the Jumanji press junket, Jumanji the next level, and it's a lot of fun. We just had a toast over there on the bridge and very happy to be here.
We're going to see many different environments. So we start off in the jungle, but then we venture to other levels and it's all brand new. We end up in the desert and we have to write.
Well, it's exciting because we've been working on this movie all year long, and tonight we're kicking off the press junket in Cabo, and it's pretty spectacular.
We are in Cabo, Mexico, at the International Jumanji Junket. Years in the making, huge production scale, blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of laughs. And we're finally here and couldn't be more excited to finally be able to bring Jumanji to the next level to all the world and to all these wonderful fans and press. It's awesome.
So we are in Cabo for the press junket for Jumanji the next level. We showed the movie for the first time here. And this is the beginning of the launch of the movie to the whole world. And we're incredibly excited. It's been a long road and also an incredibly short road. You know, we made this movie and we I think blew it out. You know, the marching orders to ourselves, the challenge was to take a movie that we loved and that audiences really responded to and seemed to love, and to capture that again, but to do it on an even bigger level. And we didn't have a ton of time, but we had the greatest writer and director out there, which is Jake Kasdan, as our leader, and the greatest cast in the world. And because we had a familiarity with each other and we'd done this before, I think we were able to sort of get it done, and here we are, which is amazing, and just super excited to put this movie in the world and make people smile at Christmas.
You know what it's all about with Jumanji? It's about big laughs and big action, and I think we brought it even more intensely this time than last time. Funnier bits and incredibly big action sequences. We got some scary, good special effects and like action with mandrills. These are man-eating monkeys. We got killer ostriches. Man-eating ostriches. Good times, man. And Danny DeVito and Danny Glover kicking out the jams. And don't forget about Awkwafina. So funny and awesome. We got an incredible cast. Come check it out.
Well, you know, I mean, it's an interesting thing. I really love them a lot, and I think you know, I'm the newest member of the Jumanji world, and I remember watching the first one and being like a total fangirl. So when I came onto set, I was nervous, but they definitely embraced me, and the chemistry that you see is definitely on and off camera. They're my dudes, yeah.
Some camels, and we end up actually on snow-capped mountains, which is that's like the antithesis of where we started in the jungle. It's just so different, and we get some new outfits for the winter weather, which I'm excited about. If I'm being totally honest, like, we don't really even, it doesn't really shift from before action and after someone shouted action. Like, it's pretty consistent. Like, even doing interviews, it's so funny because we don't even notice when the cameras have started rolling. Like, these guys are so funny, and they relentlessly make fun of me in the best possible way, and kind of like a brotherly, I don't have any brothers, but now I know what it feels like to have them. And it's just so much fun. This is the most fun job ever.
You know, we realized when we sat down to figure out how we were going to do a second movie that the opportunity that we had left at the end of the first movie is that the game is broken. That means that when they go back, anything could have happened. And so I always thought of it like, you know, walls have been torn down inside Jumanji, and suddenly we're going to be able to expand into entirely new parts of the world that we've never seen before. And in fact, it will even affect how the avatars manifest and who's playing what, and how the which characters everybody's playing.
Look, the joy of going a second time around is the chemistry and the camaraderie between the filmmakers and the cast. It's on a whole new level now. So it's like where the first movie you have actors that are meeting each other for the first time, filmmakers. Now there's a shorthand and there's a relationship that really translates onto screen. And the truth is, on the filmmaker side, we've all been fortunate enough to make several films, but I've never been a part of a cast that is as close and as friendly. I mean, all these guys are really close friends, and they're all good people, and that is something that you may not even have to talk about, but you can just pick it up in the films and in the scenes with each other. Everyone loves each other, everyone cares about each other, and unfortunately, Hollywood's not always like that, so anytime you do get an opportunity like that, this is truly a family, and it's a privilege to produce a movie like this and to have these kinds of filmmakers and actors with you, and I think it really shows on screen.
All of the action is bigger. The set pieces are bigger. The thing that happened at the end of the first movie is that in the very end, the kids broke the game, because why wouldn't you? Let's not relive that. The game, for a certain reason that's in the movie, comes back, but it's broken. And so what that gave us was license to do things that were unpredictable, which make the movie more dangerous and make the set pieces more dangerous and make the stakes higher for the characters. So we were able to sort of elevate everything and at the same time tell a really emotional story about these characters and also make it funny. It's a comedy. It's a big action adventure comedy. And so all of that is sort of the DNA of Jumanji. And hopefully we gave people everything that they loved before and then some.
Jake had a really clear vision, and he's passionate. And I think that, from the first meeting I had to talk about the character of Ming, I could definitely tell that about him. And, we were just in a press conference talking about the aspect of trust, and I think that it was, you can't help but really know that Jake is going to guide us in a good direction, because he cares about the material, he cares about the stories and every character he thinks out. And it's seriously an honor to work with him.
So yes, Awkwafina we have, who is, I'm such a fan of her. She's so brilliantly funny. I've watched her videos on YouTube and her other performances, and she is, just comedic gold. And so we really needed basically another female in the movie who could really deliver on that front, and she more than does that, and she's a perfect addition to this core cast, and I'm just excited to have another girl around. And then the two Dannys, what legends. They're so amazing, and we're all just sort of in awe of them when they're on set. It's like, oh, the Dannys are here, we need to be on our best behavior and learn something from them.
Something that we can do with these Jumanji movies that I think sort of no one else can do, which is you can bring the whole cast back together, but have everybody playing something different than what they were playing in the first movie. And we just felt like when we kind of zeroed in on that, we realized that there was just this sort of endless opportunity to, refresh this idea and in fact have the adventure be entirely new again. So we got together and sort of had the conversation, and I sort of had this thought that what I really wanted to see was some characters at a completely different point in their lives go on the same journey that the kids we had seen in the first movie go on. And that was sort of what led us to this idea of the characters that Danny and Danny play, who find themselves sort of accidentally sucked into this game and put on this adventure that they maybe didn't realize they need to go on.
When you're lucky enough to have a movie like the first Jumanji that was received so well, now it's on us to go and make sure we make a worthy sequel, and that's a testament to Jake, where he just was able to create a story that raised the levels, but it truly felt needed to be told. And so here we are with, we build off the first one, the game's now broken, and everything's bigger, and everything's much more challenging, and all our avatars are in much more danger. So whereas in the first movie we were just in the jungle, we're in snow-capped mountains here, we're in the desert, you name it, our guys are in it, and they're dealing with mandrills, they're dealing with killer ostriches, all kinds of threats, and ultimately the stakes are so high and the challengers are so rough that there's not a guarantee that everyone's going to make it back. And I think this is one of those movies that you're going to find, you're going to laugh, you're going to be scared, and you may shed a tear as well. We really are really proud of what we made, and we think fans are going to really love it.
Being on the set of Jumanji listen, it's hard. Making movies is hard. The weather is challenging. The daylight when you're outside, it comes with a lot of challenges. But the spirit and the camaraderie among all of us, in front of the camera and behind the camera, is so positive that it's a dream to work on a movie like this. And they're not all like this. But this is a group of people that love what they do and love working together. So, and I think that translates. I actually do believe that you can feel that in the DNA of these movies, that people are having a really good time working on them.
Jumanji has always been a phenomena for me. When I was a kid, I watched the first movie and I was obsessed with it. And I making this movie, I would look back on that obsession. And I think it's because everybody wants to feel like a hero. Everyone wants to take a risk, and everyone wants to escape. And I think that in the world of Jumanji, anything is possible. And I think that the audiences that we saw here at this junket are so, they love it so much. They feel good, and that's how you feel making it and watching it. So go see it.
Audiences can look forward to brand new characters. We have brand new players. We have two old men trapped in a video game, which is just so funny. We've got Fridge trapped in Jack's body now, so he's just flailing around dealing with that. And because I'm the only original player in their original avatar, I kind of have to step up and be the leader of the gang. And so we see Martha, this shy girl from the last movie, completely leading the charge, which is really cool compared to how she started off.
I've worked on a lot of television, and I've worked on movies of all different kind of shapes and sizes now. And I can say these Jumanji movies are really built to be watched in a movie theater. And it's something that we think about and talk about all the time in terms of the scale and the sequences, the action, the stunts, the sound of it, the music, the animals. It's all sort of built to be taken in on a 40-foot screen. And, you can watch it other ways later in its life, but the very best way to see this movie is, without a doubt, with a big group of people, hopefully with people you love, in a movie theater. And we build it that way from the jump.
I mean, I think you can expect everything that you loved about Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle and a whole lot more. I mean, we added incredibly iconic characters to the mix. So Danny DeVito and Danny Glover and Awkwafina. And it's all of that crazy idea of the first movie, but kind of turned on its head. We have a reason to be here. We're telling a really great story. And just when you thought you sort of understood what Jumanji was about and how you had to survive it, we're going to come along with a movie that tells you have no idea what you're in for. And it's just, to me, it is what great family movie making is about. And it's what, I want to do with my holiday with my family, is go to a movie and just be transported. So hopefully that's what we're going to give you.